Hello and welcome to our webinar today on appointment book tricks. My name is Beth Hendry and I'll be taking you through this webinar today. First of all, some housekeeping. The duration of this webinar will be approximately 30 to 40 minutes. Your speakers must be turned on to hear this webinar. My microphone is on and everybody else has automatically been muted, and questions will be taken throughout the webinar using the chat box. So if you have any questions at all throughout, please enter them in the chat box and we'll get to them at the end if we have enough time. So our learning outcomes for today. At the end of this webinar, you will understand how to move appointments within WeekView. You'll know how to use the Select tool to reschedule appointments, be able to group appointments on the appointment book, understand how to effectively manage the waitlist, and be familiar with the different ways you can view upcoming and future appointments. So first of all, we're going to have a look at moving appointments in WeekView. So as you can see, we have a View Week option within Shortcuts, and to do this you can right click on any service provider's name and choose WeekView. This will then open up the appointment book on that employee's WeekView. You can then click and drag appointments to new dates and times. You can also extend the time that you see. So you can see that down the bottom we have a weeks option and we have 1, 2 or 3 weeks to choose from. You can also expand your employee options by selecting employees and adding more staff members. So you can also have multiple staff members showing at any one time if somebody wants to move their appointment and they're quite happy to be seen by 2 service providers. So here's a little video on how to do. So as you see, if we right click and do View Week, you'll see that that then gives us our week view. We have our today, our day and our week options down the bottom, along with our weeks being able to move 1, 2 or 3 weeks. You also have the calendar in the top corner. You can then choose employees, and as we said, you can add multiple employees or change employees if you wish. So now we're going to have a look at our reschedule, the Select tool. If you want to reschedule an appointment, in the past it was a case of selecting reschedule or deleting the appointment and rebooking it in. You can now right click on any appointment and choose Select. Once you choose Select, it's a copy option, so it copies the appointment. If the client has multiple appointments, you will also get this message to ask if they wish to move all appointments. Once you've chosen all the appointments you wish to move, down the bottom you'll see that there is a folder option that is then highlighted. By clicking on this folder option, you'll see all the appointments that you have selected, and this shows that all of your appointments that you have selected have been copied. We then go to the day that we want to move our appointments to, and then if you select the folder at the bottom corner, click on the grey boxes next to each of the appointments you wish to move and drag the appointments to the desired employee and time. You will also receive a message confirming that you are moving the appointment to the correct time, date and service provider. When you're moving multiple appointments, they will appear stacked on the appointment book and you can drag them into position. To demonstrate, as we can see, if you right click Select, you'll see that the folder option is now highlighted. You then move to the day that you want to move your appointment to, go down to your folder option and then click on the grey box and drag to the correct time and date and employee that you wish to move it to. If you've made a mistake, there is also a cancel button for you to be able to cancel. The original appointment is not deleted or moved until you have moved the appointment to the correct time that you wanted it. Our grouping appointments, so we've done this in a couple of options. So grouping appointments option 1. You can click on the menu down in the bottom right hand corner of your appointment page and select appointment groups. This will then open up a box and you can then create your new groups by typing in a group name and clicking done. Once you've created your group, you can then select the clients that you want to be part of that group by clicking on their names on the left hand column and clicking add, which will then move them to the right and that then adds them into the group. Once you're happy, press done. Your appointments will now appear with a double circle. So each appointment group will have a double circle in the bottom corner, and this shows that that client is part of a group. Each group will be a different colour, so if you have multiple groups selected, you will see that there will be different colours for each group. You can also use the appointment book filter. There is now an option called appointment groups where you can filter down and you can choose each individual group to look at. Grouping appointments option 2. So we can also do it from the appointment. So if you right click on the appointment you wish to add to the group and select add to group, and then you can either choose to add to new group or an existing. So if we click add to new group, we could then enter the group name and then choose done, and the appointment is now added to your new group. As I said, you can also, when you right click and add to group, you can also choose to add to an existing party. So add to group, select the group name, and that will automatically add that appointment and that client into that group. Here's a short video walking you through those steps. As you can see, right click, add to group, add to new group and type in the name. Hit done, and that then puts the identifier against each appointment that is in the group. We're now going to have a look at the waitlist. So the waitlist is really useful for being able to add clients that you can't fit in. So should you have clients who you want to be able to fit into shortcuts, they want an appointment for a particular day, but you're fully booked, you do have the option to have, you do have the waitlist, you do have the waitlist option at the bottom of the appointment page. And to add to the waitlist, all you need to do is click on the add at the bottom right of your appointment page. This will then open up our appointment assistant. Once you've opened up the appointment assistant, you then need to enter in the details. So we enter in the client name, the from, the to and the dates, any particular times, the services and also the employees. You can also select any resources and you can also tag if you wish. You then need to select waitlist down the bottom, and this will then add to the waitlist. Once you've added a client to the waitlist, when a time slot becomes available, a message will pop up on screen. This will notify you that there is somebody waiting for that slot. There will also be a symbol on the hourglass icon. So the hourglass icon in the bottom left-hand corner is for your waitlist. If you click on the hourglass on the appointment book and select all requests, for a particular date, which will be the date that you're viewing on the appointment book, this will open up anybody waiting on the wait list. If you choose all bookable requests, this is all requests in general that are available. So it will show you all bookable requests, so anybody waiting on the wait list for any particular day. To manage your wait list, select the appointment you wish to schedule in and press schedule. The status will say bookable when you can service that client. If that appointment slot is still not available, it will say waiting. Once you've select on the previous page, you'll see that you can then go in and select the time slots available. So you select the time that you wish to book that client in, and once you're happy, press book. That will then book the client in. And just show you the video that just demonstrates this. So as we said, if you select add and then enter in the information, so that would be the client's name, the dates, times they wish to come in, As you can see, you can select different times, so you can, if your client only can come in between certain hours, you can specify those hours of when they want that appointment. Then we can move on to the services. So we select all the services they wish to book in at that one time. This client's going to have a ladies cut, and then done. And then, as we said, you can also choose the employee. Once we're happy, we can hit search just to make sure there's no availability, of which it says there is no availability. Please add to the wait list. And then we can just hit yes. And then it tells you that the client has then been added to the wait list. Would you like to perform another search? And we'll select now. You'll see down the bottom all requests for that day, and you can see that our client is waiting. As we said, this will show bookable when there's an appointment free for that client. So if we move an appointment, you'll see that it pops up to tell you that there is now a slot available. And there's also the indicator on the wait list at the bottom. So if we click on and we go to all requests for that particular day, or all bookable requests, you'll see that our client is bookable. And if we select that option and go to schedule, it will take us back into our appointment assistant, and then we choose the time slot that we would like. And then we select book. Select your tag if you have automatic tags set up, and then done. And that's your client now added in. So now we're going to have a look at our arrivals screen. So arrivals screen was a new feature within Shortcuts Fusion. And this gives you all of the client information regarding appointments, but in a list format rather than viewing your appointment book. So the idea is that you can see who's coming in and who's overdue. So the arrival screen allows you to view the following in list format. You can view your clients arriving soon, so you can view their client card. You can identify if the client is part of a group. You can view appointment notes, the services that they're having, and the employees that they are seeing. You can also view clients past their scheduled arrival time, which will be highlighted in red to show that the client is late. You can search for specific clients with appointments for that day under the client search. You can mark the clients as arrived, you can mark the clients as no-show, and you can also take your clients to point of sale for checkout. So the idea is that your appointments book is for making appointments, but then your day-to-day managing of arriving and checking out clients, as well as looking at any further information for that client, should all be done through the arrival screen. We're also going to have a look at the client schedule, so being able to view upcoming appointments. There are 3 ways to view a client's upcoming appointments. You can choose from the client screen. When you select in the client screen your client's name, you should then come up with the client dashboard. This will then show all future appointments for that client. From the client screen, if you select the client name, you can also right-click and choose Schedule. You'll also see that there is a print schedule option as well. And from the appointment book, if you double-click on the client's appointment, the client schedule will pop up. So in summary, today you have learned how to move appointments within WeekView, how to reschedule appointments using the Select tool, how to group appointments on the appointment book, and how to effectively manage your waitlist, and the different ways you can view upcoming and future appointments. So on to our questions. So if anybody's got any questions, please feel free to pop these in the chat box. Cool. So it looks like nobody's got any questions at all. So if anybody does, please pop them into the chat box and I'll answer them at the end, and we'll just pop through the next couple of slides. So we have some education tools or education videos for you to be able to look at on our YouTube page. So if you haven't had a chance to have a look, please feel free to go onto our Shortcuts UK page, and you'll see that there's lots of education videos and short 2-minute videos on how to. The videos that we would recommend based on what we've been discussing today would be finding your way around the appointment book, resizing, moving appointments, using the appointment assistant, the waitlist, the tasks and tags, being able to recur and change appointments, rebooking clients, adding appointment notes and employee messages, deleting appointments, and also grouping clients. So please go onto our YouTube page and have a nosy. There's some really good information on there, and really good to get your teams looking at as well if anybody needs a refresh on Shortcuts. If you want to watch any more webinars, then all of our future webinars are listed on our website on our webinars page. If you've missed any of our previous webinars, then they are all recorded, and we do pop them onto our webinar library, so please feel free to jump on and watch any of our previous webinars. There may just be a little bit of information that you pick up from those. Should you need to contact us, then please contact the education team on education@shortcuts.co.uk. You can also go onto Facebook, like and share, and if you can visit our website as well, or give us a call if you have any further questions. So I do have one quick question. Why would you use the group feature? So the group feature would be used when you've got multiple people coming in for a service. So it could be a group of people like a hen party or a bridal party, and you want to be able to easily identify all of the clients within that group. When you arrive the group, it will also ask if you wish to arrive the group or the individuals, and it also asks when you check out the group if you want to check out the group individually or if you want to group them together. So it will do that final group option as well, so you can take the payment, making it a lot quicker and easier for you. So it's really just there as an identification. Cool. And that seems to be it for today. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll speak to you on the next one. Thank you.